Hey YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Regarding the suicide or otherwise of DerivedEnergy in a drug rehabilitation centre in Indonesia. First I heard of it, he was supposed to have drowned himself in a bucket. And I'm afraid I said, hit me but don't shit me, you cannot drown yourself in a bucket. It would take 2 or 3 other people to drown an individual in a bucket. But you can't drown yourself in a bucket because you just physically haven't got the manual override to hold your head underwater and continue breathing water. It just doesn't happen. This morning I woke to find that Greytex had posted a video where he claimed that the bucket was a translation error and that the term used in the article actually translated as plastic tub. Well, what size is a tub? I've seen plastic containers, this is actually a suitcase half, approximately the same dimensions, sold as dishwashing tubs. On the other hand, this is also a tub, and it is a galvanised iron bath tub. So the fact of the matter is tubs come in all sizes, but then there's just very recently been a post, again by Forever Wolf Films, which uses a different term entirely. It says bath tub. So, okay, some bathtubs are in fact moulded plastic or fiberglass or some kind of a synthetic. This one's actually pressed steel that's been enamelled. Now, to drown in a bathtub, like I said on a previous video, generally you have to be under the influence of drugs, or you have to have suffered a head injury and, fall unconscious into a tub full of water. But if you pay attention closely to the following clip, you'll see that it says he was found in a bathtub with his head and waist under the water, like his head was under the water to the waist. So that kind of assumes that he was kneeling in the bathtub, head down, which again, it's not possible to do that, or maybe it's not possible to do that unassisted. It would take somebody else to hold your head under the water. You can't drown yourself unassisted. If you were kneeling on the floor with half a bathtub full of water, you would not be able to hold yourself head down, sucking water uphill to fill your lungs without undergoing reflex spasm, which would eject the water and toss you out of the position. That's my understanding, of having nearly drowned several times surfing and swimming and snorkeling. I know a bit about drowning, I've nearly done it. And I've had quite a few baths. So no, I don't see that, but once again, an individual could be manhandled to a bathtub and held with their head under the water, and then after they had drowned, then they could be left propped in a position which somebody who imagines things with a will could see it as a suicidal attempt, gone successful. But anyway, let's see if I can get this thing to play.
Everybody, it's Amanda. How's it going? Really sorry about the bad light. There's just not a whole lot of light in this room.
Haha, look at that. Do not despair, I will try again. With a little bit of luck. Yes, we are going to get to see the movie. If it stalls at 29%, and again at 60%. Holding, there we go.
Hey everybody, it's Amanda. How's it going? Really sorry about the bad light. There's just not a whole lot of light in this room. I wanted to just make what I hope will be a very quick little video. I just so happened to have found a second article about Kirk's suicide. It was posted to a website called bogorsppost.com. I don't know. I'll link it below, of course, with the translation below as well. The article is in Indonesian. I used Google Translate to translate it, so you have to kind of take these things with a grain of salt, of course, because you don't know how good the translation is. But it has a couple of little details that we didn't know before. So, and I have contacted everybody that I know that I'd found before months ago when we were trying to find things out about his situation. I haven't heard anything back yet from anybody, so if I do hear other things, then I'll let you guys know. But onto the article. Bogorpost.com. Kirk Elliott Neville, 37, a British citizen, was found dead in a bathroom. Drug Abuse Foundation in Lima, Kampong, Jawa, and it's like an address or something. 6/11/13 afternoon. Neville's body was first discovered by a local rehabilitation officer. I found him lying dead in a bathtub with the position of the waist and the head underwater, said Dewey, Drug Rehabilitation 5 Foundation officer, when found in a forensic hospital, Kaiwi or Kaiwai, I don't know. From the information gathered, Neville during his lifetime work as English teachers are opiate narcotics. What? Oh. Even he had become a prisoner correctional institution, LP, Si Penyang, and finally sent to the Drug Abuse Foundation in Lima. It's been 4 months Neville, was in a rehabilitation center. During the rarely seen socializing with her friends, he said. It's kind of interesting. Meanwhile, Chief Police Megamendong AKP Askin, in his statement to the press, said provisional estimates the victim died of suicide due to psychological pressure, drug addiction. Based on the crime scene and witness statements, the victim died due to suicide, he said. It is currently intense communication with the British Embassy in Jakarta for the follow-up of the body. The British Embassy itself has contacted the family of the deceased to come to Indonesia, said Aspxiation, quoting the British ambassador representatives. Until the news was posted, Neville's body was still in the hospital forensic Kiowa. We are still waiting further instructions. Autopsy done so yet. I don't know whether that means autopsy hasn't been done yet, or whether it's been done, or I don't know. It's a bad translation, so. Said one representative of the forensic team who declined to be named. So, yeah, just a little bit more detail. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't even know. I still am just kind of, I still don't really even know what to say. Other than that, this is just, I could not, I just can't believe this is the way it's all ended. But anyway, all the best and bye for now. I will, if I find anything else out, I will make a video. Okay? Take care, everybody.
Okay, well, the one thing that I do recall on second watching, which I didn't mention regarding Greytex's allegedly superior translation of the initial article where plastic bucket turned into plastic tub, was that it had stated that, gave an Indonesian word which it said translated as crab position. It said that Kirk was found in crab position in this plastic tub. This different article with so-so translation, it says that he was in a bathtub underwater with his head and his waist, head and waist underwater. Awful lot of bathtubs have walls on two sides of them. Most bathtubs have walls on one side. Very rare to get a freestanding bathtub that hasn't got a wall attached to one side of it. To be underwater from the waist to the head you'd either have to have your legs from half thigh sticking out the end of the bathtub, that's if you're lying face down in the bathtub, or you would have to be in a kneeling position with your knees and the top of your head on the bottom of the bathtub and the water level horizontal, or you would have to be kneeling on the floor with your head, like bent over. Once again, I don't see how anybody can compose the strength of will to overcome the reflex thou shalt breathe air hard wiring that is incorporated into the human nervous system. Like, if it is possible to breathe air and you're exerting voluntary control of muscles to try and make yourself breathe water, I'm telling you, there's reflex arcs in your spine and your limbic system. I think like the lizard end of your brain is not going to allow you to choose to breathe water when air is available. On the other hand, yeah, could somebody be drowned in a bathtub? No drama. All it takes is numbers and physical strength, particularly if you sneak up on them unawares. If you grab somebody in the middle of the night, I've slept in dormitories of 60 people. I know what can be done to sleeping people. I've woken up in the middle of the night with somebody sitting on the chest hitting me in the head. He was trying to wake me up to sell me stolen cans of food after a midnight raid on the refectory supplies. But, if you can be woken up by somebody trying to sell illicit food, then you can be woken up by somebody who's trying to overpower you and take you to the washroom and drown you in the bathtub. All you have to do is for them to have a motive, right? Notice the disconnection there? All you have to do is for them to have a motive. You don't need to do anything at all. So, he's still dead whether he suicided or not. But considering that, as Great X said, Kirk has discussed the topic of suicide with many people on many occasions, and he was just about as vociferously opposed to suicide as he was vociferously opposed to going out and having children. Right? So for anybody to suggest that it was a rational suicide and that he got what he wanted because now he's not living and he hated life, I think you're attempting to gild the lily in the popular vernacular, and in the classic, who would be so foolish as to gild fine gold or paint the perfect surface of the lily, more or less. That's what Billy Wobblestick said. So yeah, Kirk was opposed to suicide while ever his suicide or his death would cause grief and suffering to anybody else. It's what he said to me, and it's what he said to Great X, and we used to argue the pro-life position, or the anti-natalist position anyway. So, if anybody on the anti-natalist or EFIL-ist propaganda wing wants to tell you that Kirk got what he wanted because now he's dead, I think they're making it up as they go along. And I think he was killed. Like I warned you, I told you, Indonesia's not a place to fucking be in there pushing the issues that he liked to push. And as I said in the clip description last time I made a movie on this, foreigners are not the flavour of the month in Indonesia because the Australian government has been refusing to confirm or deny that the Australian embassy is a spy base for collecting information by monitoring mobile phone calls in Jakarta. And there's Kirk, a great big, gangly, strapping, tall, strong-looking Englishman, dumpty-dumpty-dump, galumphing through their fucking lifestyle. He may just have offended somebody. He may have been killed for his anti-natalist political beliefs, his religious beliefs. Or maybe he refused to pay a bribe. You know? But I do not believe that he drowned himself in a bucket, in a tub, or a bath. He was not that sort of a person. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.